it's a lonely walk, and then you score your penalty. Like when you score your penalty, your relief is, it's not me. My name is Paul Merson. I work for Sky Sports as a TV pundit.
If you weren't a footballer, what career path do you think you'd have gone down?
I would have been working in a bar in Tenerife. I don't know. I just, you know, it was the life I was living. You know, and you know, if you're asking me, then that was it. You know, going out. Suiting. You know, that would have been the way I'd have gone. Yeah.
One player, I'm going to open it up to current as well. One player that you'd have loved to play with, and why?
Diego Maradona. It's the best player I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Seen him in the flesh, or?
No, it's just the best I've seen. Like videos, people go Messi, Ronaldo. That's their opinion. My opinion is Maradona was the best.
Really?
He just played in an era where you got kicked from pillar to post. He goes to Italy.
Yeah.
He's the equivalent of getting Napoli to win Serie A, of like Watford winning the Premier League at the time. It's, you know, no. For me, he won the World Cup on his own virtually.
Harder balls, rubbish pictures.
Oh yeah, and if anybody sits here and they go, oh come on, just put on a YouTube of him and then see people hacking him down, then people turning up just to watch his warm-ups. I mean, he's kicking the ball miles in the air. It's madness.
Best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice I've ever been given, I would say the more you practice, you never get worse. So just keep on practicing, you know.
Yeah.
You're never going to get worse, you're only going to get better.
That goes everything. Football.
I think that goes for everything. Education, anything in life. I think the more you work at something, you're always going to get better.
Yeah. Best moment of your career?
I'm going to go playing the World Cup for England. I think.
98.
Yeah, I think to get to the World Cup, I think when you start out to be a footballer, I lived up the road in Holston, was to play play football, and then it was to play in an FA Cup final. You know, and then maybe play for your country. But to say, oh, I went and played in a World Cup, I just think it takes you to another table.
And scored that penalty.
And scored a penalty, you know. And that's the thing. People go to me about Strictly. I go, oh my God, are you nervous? This and that. What for? You know, people will always remember the penalty, but people ain't going to remember in 4 years I was even on Strictly.
Is that the most nerve-wracking you've been, that penalty?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's that halfway line, the walk. There's nothing like it. It just isn't, because, you know, if I put a wooden plank down here now, and I said walk along it, you'd walk along it. If I put it 50 foot in the air, it's still the same wooden plank, but you wouldn't walk along it. And it's your mindset. That walk, it's a lonely walk, and then you score your penalty. Like when you score your penalty, your relief is, it's not me. It's not me. It's like I'm a celebrity, get me out. It's like it's not me. And it is, it's the way it is, because it's got to be someone. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's one of the most
nerve-wracking things in the world ever.
Yeah, and to be fair, when I watch penalty shootouts now, and I watched one last week, Preston against Fulham, penalties have gone up another level now. They've gone up another level. I don't know what it is. You watch now, penalty takers, the whistle goes and they stand there and they wait, they get themselves. You know, before when we used to play, they blow the whistle, you go, it's like, I've got 2 seconds to score. You know, it's moved on. It's moved on now, definitely.
It's like the game, the whole game, isn't it? Everything. Science, food, everything.
Yeah, all of it. But the penalties, I find people are very more calm when they take their penalties.
Yeah, brilliant.
What's the best thing about working in football media?
Staying involved. I think I was fortunate. I think you hear people that finish the game and then they finish and it's just a quick cut off, and it's hard. People get depressed, get into depression, and they find that hard. You know, it's not the missing the football, it's that 15 minutes in the dressing room before the game and after that laughing and joking, and that gets taken away. Being in the media at Sky, that wasn't taken away. Always had that laugh and a joke, and I would say that, and staying in football, which is the only thing I know.
So you've obviously been London, up north, Midlands, everywhere. Relocating, obviously, as a student, some people might be coming from up in Newcastle to live down in here in Wembley. Others might be up to Manchester. How do you cope with relocating, and what advice would you have to anyone that's going to relocate to a totally new area, totally new friends, and maybe be on their own?
It's hard. I'm not going to lie, it's hard. I found it hard at Middlesbrough, Aston Villa. It is hard. It's keeping it in the day. Don't move down and think, I'm moving down now for the next 3 years or 2 years. You're moving down for one day at a time, and just take it small steps, 1 day, 2 days. You know, nobody lives in the day. You've got to live in the day. You've got to bring yourself back into the day, because if your mind goes, I move up there to Middlesbrough, it's like, oh my God, I'm not going to see my kids for 6 months. Yes, I am. Today you're not, because you move, and then the next day and you go on. So I would say keep it in the day in small steps and just steadily. Don't blow it out of proportion.
Yeah.
And you have choices. Do you know what I mean? You have a choice.
Yeah. Many ex-pros go into either coaching / management or the media. You've done both. What was your sort of career path after football? How did you end up into the media?
Well, I ended up at Walsall. I was there, and they give me the manager's job. I only got the manager's job because I was there. Wouldn't have come and got me, but brilliant, great opportunity. Always wanted to be a manager. Always, from the age of 28, always wanted to be a manager. And then I got the opportunity, and I couldn't spread myself away from the lads. I was one of the lads. I was drinking like a maniac and gambling at the time, and I failed miserably. It's probably my biggest regret in football. I thought I'd be a good manager. I worked under a lot of top managers in the game. I got the sack, and I went and played a game for Tamworth in the conference. That was hard. It's weird, but the lower the leagues you go down, the harder it is. It's really weird. And then Sky rung me on a Tuesday night, rung me in and said, would you come and do a midweek soccer special? And I went in, and I was messing names up. I'm dyslexic, and I was finding it really awkward. And I went home, and I rang my boss, who was the producer of the show, and I said, what should I do? Should I go on a journalist course or do I think? And he went, no, just be yourself. You just come in, just be you. And it was the best bit of advice I've ever been. And now it's just me, and I don't picture anybody million or how many people are watching at home. I just say what I say. And I think if I'm honest, I think that's the most important thing.
100%.
And if I'm not right, I ring people. I do. I try and find their number and go, you know what? I apologise. And I don't mind saying that. If I'm wrong, I don't mind that at all. I'll find someone's number and I'll ring them up and I'll say, I went too far. Mm-hmm. And I've not got a problem with that.
That's great. That's
So a lot of our students want to get into coaching or management, which we've seen with Mourinho. He didn't have a top level playing career. So what would you say to students that don't have the backing of a 10, 15-year pro career that want to get into coaching or management? What advice would you have for them?
Work hard, go for it. I mean, some of the greatest managers never kicked a ball. I could reel off great footballers that struggled. I was a good footballer, struggled, wasn't the right time, never got another chance. Mourinho is one of the greatest managers all the time. I mean, I'm a much better footballer than Jurgen Klopp, 100 times better footballer. He's 1,000 times better manager. Arsene Wenger, much better player. I never worry about that. I think that's the big one. Coaching, if you can get your badges, there's always coaching. Always. There's kids to be coached, women to be coached, men to be coached. It opens up. It opens up. Never ever. I think it's one of the most important things is it don't make any difference you're a footballer, because so many footballers have failed. So, I would never worry about that. Just go for it. Just go for it. But you've got to get your badges. It's not easy. It's hard, and you've got to do the work. And then, it's up to you then to go and get a job. But there's loads around there. You can open your own soccer camps, soccer schools. I think it's a major opportunity. It's a big boat to have. Big boat.
I think another one as well is for the students, don't always think you're going to be going in straight and working for Arsenal. We've got to start at the bottom.
Of course you have. Everybody, you've got to start at the bottom. Some people have started too high up and have struggled when really you've got to come down here. Even, I've seen people go to Norway and Denmark, win a trophy or just do well, and then all of a sudden people watch that. People want to see things. You can't always go to the top. It's hard. So, no questions about that. Work hard, get your badges. Football's about opinions. Because I played the game doesn't mean I know better than someone else. I might know better things in the game, but I can't coach. I'm not a good coach. I think I'm a decent manager. I see things, but I couldn't coach, and that's where I think you have to have your badges. You've got to put the work in.
Brilliant. That's really good.
Thank you. Soccer Saturday. Can you describe from when you get in, what does the day look like? Because obviously you don't just rock up there.
No, I get in about 10:30. have a bit of porridge, cup of coffee. We have a chat. We just have a laugh, talk about what's happened. 11 o'clock we'll have a production meeting where our boss will just show what we're talking about and tell Mike Dean what are the clips from the yellows or reds that have happened. Then go down and have makeup. Then sit down, put our mics on, and then we start. Yeah. And then it's bang, and 6 hours goes like that. I love it. I mean, yeah, I had the best job in the world playing football. I honestly feel I have the second best job in the world now. I really do. And it's a job, it's one of them jobs that everybody wants to do. Do you know what I mean? If you get an opportunity to work on Soccer Saturday, it's a result.
What a lot of our students want. They haven't made it in the game as a player, maybe. Next best thing for me is working in the media and get to talk about it. And do all this stuff.
100%. You're getting out to games and things like that, and you're networking. That's the name of the game.
Brilliant. So one piece of advice for anyone who wants to be sort of journalist or work in the football media like yourself?
I would say be honest, be confident, but be honest. I think being honest is the one. Don't worry about who you upset. If you upset people because you've told the truth, that's not your problem. That's their problem, not yours. But yeah, don't go too far the other way where someone gets a hat trick and you're right and they should have got 4 or 5. Give credit where credit's due.
And last couple, right? What do you prefer, life as a player or life as a pundit?
Best. Oh my God. Yeah. Play. Yeah. 100%. It's the best job in the world. Playing. You don't realise until I go to Chelsea now. And you're with my boy and they're warming up, and you're like, my God, that was me. You don't realise that. But when you get older, you live in the moment. Where you're not. I just didn't live in the moment enough.
And lastly, how are your dancing skills?
You know what? Dancing skills, they're all right. I never dance. I wouldn't even not even nothing. You would never get videos of me dancing. Yeah, I can't believe what they've done to me. They've improved me, and yeah, it's been enjoyable so far. Yeah, so hopefully I stay in as long as I can. Before I was like, you know what, let's do it and then get out. Now the football is taken over, and I don't want to be first out. Competitive. Yeah, competitive. I won't win it. I'm Iceland, qualified for the World Cup. Enjoy it. Might cause an upset along the way.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.